Hey guys, Joe from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, June 21st, 2013. Welcome to another eBay video. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad to have you here, and I'm glad to discuss the new eBay cases that come up each week. Right here every Friday on the Crazy New York Driver Show. What I'd like to talk about today is more about keyword spamming. But before I get into that, as I always do, I want to go back to last week's eBay video and do a quick rehash and answer some of the good questions you good people had. Alright, as you know, I encourage dialogue from all of you, whether it's in a comment below or whether it's with a video response. Last week one of my subscribers made a video response to my video, and I viewed it, and he basically disagreed with almost everything I said, which sort of surprised me, okay? But I viewed his whole video and I accepted it as a video response because he was very genuine in how he felt. He was very respectful. He didn't curse, he didn't yell, and he didn't hide behind a child's mask. He was a gentleman throughout the whole thing, so I decided to add his video because I like to give everybody a voice in the community. And his name is the Struggleville, and I said to him, no hard feelings. Anyone who wants to add a video response is more than welcome, so long as you're not a stalker or a hater. You don't have to agree with me. I'll be glad that I will add anyone's video response, just so long as it's not a stalker or a hater, and so long as, you know, they're in the video and you can see them. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. Another thing that a bunch of you people weighed in on last week was, remember when I asked you the question about me doing some vlogs about what it was like to be a kid in the 70s versus a kid of today? Well, I want to tell you something. I thought a lot about it, and my advisors all weighed in, and I have decided to hopefully make that video next week, but it will be on my second channel. It will not, repeat, not be on this channel. This channel, Crazy New York Driver, is for eBay, PayPal, and New York City videos only. That will continue. My second channel, which is Crazy New York Driver NYC, will have the cutting edge vlogs on it. I'm going to do the vlog of the kids 70s versus kids of today, and I'm going to do either a separate vlog or I'm going to work it into the same video about bullies. It's going to be crazy. This is one video you guys have to watch. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of investigations, so if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, Crazy New York Driver NYC, please do. It's very easy. It's the same as this channel, just add capital NYC. Or maybe I'll put a link below. Of course, that would be underneath the stalker link, because the stalker link takes precedence over any of my channels. Also, if any of you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I mentioned this a long time ago. My Twitter account is the same as this, Crazy NY Driver. I've been doing a lot of tweeting lately. I think you guys would approve. More on that next week. Let's talk about eBay. Keyword spamming. I explained what keyword spamming was a couple of weeks ago, and most of you guys understood it, but there's a few people who don't quite get it. Let me rehash that real quick. In eBay Motors, you can sell factory original equipment or aftermarket products. But by and large, the people who are selling the cheap Chinese, Taiwanese knockoff garbage are doing it fraudulently. And I'm telling you right now how they're doing it. For instance, behind me, standing up right there, is a Ford Crown Victoria hubcap. That's the kind of hubcap you would see on a police car, on a radio car. So if you were listing that on eBay, you would put 2007 to 2011 Ford Crown Victoria 17-inch hubcap. What these Chinese aftermarket garbage sellers are doing is they're listing aftermarket products of that, not the real thing, the aftermarket versions, and they're listing them to fit many vehicles that they're not made for. In addition, they're doing what's called keyword spamming. For instance, you know that in the drop-down menu where it says item specifics, and they ask you questions like manufacturer part number, Hollander number, wheel size, things like that. What they're doing is they're typing in repeatedly the same thing, like Ford Explorer, Ford Crown Victoria, Ford Expedition, okay, Ford Taurus, so that the eBay bots will pick up all those words and drive all that extra traffic to their item. It is against eBay rules. Okay? It's proliferating eBay motors, and it's not just with the hubcap department. I got something else I want to tell you now. And a call was made to eBay about this, and I'm going to tell you what happened. How many of you guys know what LED lights are for a car? All right? There are different types and different companies that produce these LED lights. There is one company called Cree Technologies that produces a fine quality product. They don't come cheap. So what happens? You got these aftermarket scumbags, and that's what they are, that are listing this aftermarket garbage, and they're keyword spamming. Where it says item specifics, they're typing in OEM Cree chips replacement. Against eBay rules, and that constitutes fraud. How the hell are we supposed to make money on these lights? If we buy them directly from the dealer, from Cree Technologies, as what you call a jobber. A jobber is a person who buys in bulk directly from a company. So let's just say the company, for argument's sake, sells them to the public for $1 each. They would sell them to us for maybe 60 or 70 cents each because we buy a ton of them. Then we, in turn, sell them to the public for a profit. That's the way it's done, and that's great. Everybody wins. But these aftermarket Chinese, Taiwanese sellers are killing us. They're killing the sellers, and they're hurting the buyers as well, because the buyer will type in OEM Cree chip replacement, and they're going to get directed to this Taiwanese crap. Now, in the last video I made, I put out a dare to all of you. I said, type in the word hubcaps, just the word hubcaps, and tell me what comes up first. A lot of you took me up on that offer. I was really surprised at that. One guy even made a video on it. And all of you agree that the very first listing that comes up under Best Match is this Taiwanese garbage. But there were two people that didn't understand what I meant. They clicked on the item. The item says Toyota Corolla hubcaps. And because these people are not in the automotive line, they thought, I guess by reading the title, that it was factory Toyota. Then they clicked on the item, they saw it's being sold by a hubcap dealer in the United States, and they thought that this was not what I refer to as a Chinese seller. But this is a Chinese seller. It doesn't matter where they live. They could live in New York City for all I know. They're selling this garbage, this mierda, all right? It's garbage. And they're representing it as the factory stuff. I'll prove it to you. Type in right now. Type in the word hubcaps. All right? The very first line will say Toyota Corolla. You won't see anywhere in that line where it says knockoff, aftermarket, copy, or replica. You have to click on it. Even though the picture, you can tell if you have a trained eye, it's garbage. You have to click on it. You go to the auction, then if you start reading, it says you're bidding on a set of aftermarket hubcaps. But you know a lot of people don't read, and of course there's no excuse for not reading. I'm a firm believer in buyers having to read, but still, that doesn't make it right. The same thing with these lights, and I'm sick of it. All right? Now, this has been a problem with these lights for a while. All right? In my next video, maybe next Friday, I'll bring some in and we'll go through the lights and I'm going to show you the difference. All right? I am sick of this. Creed Technologies is a name brand company. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this, and I'll make a video next week. I'm going to contact them directly. Maybe I'll even do it tomorrow. No, I can't tomorrow. That's the weekend. I won't be gone. Next week, I'm going to contact Creed Technologies. I'm going to tell them, just like I did with Hollander. You remember several months ago I called Hollander? I said people are stealing your pictures. Well, they're stealing Creed Technologies' good name, and it's wrong. It's wrong. All right? If I may draw a parallel, a year ago, I had a similar experience where somebody was using my name. You know, saying, I work with Crazy New York Driver. You don't work with Crazy New York Driver. I had to put a stop to that. Guys, this is what's so important about looking out for each other, okay? This business of misrepresenting items on eBay is wrong, and it's going on, and eBay knows about it, okay? I'm not saying they condone it, but they know about it. And why are they not pursuing this? Truthfully, I don't know. I really do not know. I will say it's the same exact knockoff sellers that are doing it repeatedly. Every week, week in, week out. It's not like there's a whole bunch of new ones invading eBay. There's no room for them because we got the same bunch that are doing it. All right? And quite frankly, I don't like it. What I'd like to hear from you guys are any more problems you've had on eBay. Now you may notice that in the last few weeks I've been complaining about people who buy quantity auctions from me in the hubcap department and think that they're getting 4 when they're only getting 1. Well, it happened to me again, and I'm sick of it. In fact, I even said to my friend Scott, I said, Scott, I will bet my last dollar that this person thinks they're getting 4 hubcaps. I sent them the hubcap, and instead of contacting me through eBay, they contact me directly and say, where's the other 3? I said, you bid on 1, and they got loud. They said, I bid on 4. I said, don't get loud with me. There's 1 in the picture, and it says 1. But what confused them is they also had bid on, instead of the Taiwanese generic garbage, and because they were getting 4 from that guy for $40, they thought they were getting 4 from me. But you don't sell 4 name brand hubcaps with free shipping for $40. All right? All right, I'll keep this one short. I'm going to bring this to a close. Always remember, guys, the most important thing you ever want to know. I'm Crazy New York Driver. You're not. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Hi.
Hello. I need one of the little inserts for my chrome wheels.
For this car right here?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's have a look at it.
Okay.